Deep levels of intimacy in your marriage are not only possible but necessary for your overall growth and well-being in your business, in your marriage, as a whole woman. Hi, you guys. I'm Melissa Keenan, CEO and owner at Coaching with Melissa Keenan. I help women and couples create the intimacy of their dreams. You guys, I'm so excited to talk to you about this. This idea that the way we do business is really correlated to the way that we do sex and vice versa. So the way that we approach sex is also correlated with the way that we are approaching our business. And I'm excited to break this apart. I'd love to hear from you. If you're watching today, put in the comments, say hello, let me know where you're watching from. And I'm excited to talk about this because we don't know what we don't know, right? I experienced about 8 years of like stagnant, stale energy in my marriage. And when my husband and I really started to shift things and step into these deeper levels of intimacy, we both were like, oh, we didn't know this existed. We didn't know we could have this kind of intimacy. We didn't even know this was available to us on the planet. We had never seen people connecting deeply in a marriage the way that we were now experiencing it because of this deep inner work that we did. And so that is why I'm so passionate about bringing this message out to you guys. So hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Hi, Nicolette. Hi, Carmelita. Okay, great. So again, let me know if you're watching. Love to hear where you're watching from, and let's break this down a little bit. So just plant this idea. Now, first of all, the way that we show up in sex in our lives is not a static thing typically, unless there's been a big trauma and, in a very young age in your adolescence or something, then maybe you've approached sex the same ever since that time. But typically we have like ebbs and flows. We have seasons when it comes to the way that we feel about sex. How our libido is showing up at any given time is different, right? Especially for women, based on hormones, based on life experiences. You're having babies, you're going through menopause. Like, there's a lot of different things. And if no one has ever told you that, take a minute and let that sink in. It is okay that your sex drive is not always consistent. It is okay that your experience with sex is not always the exact same, or not always mind-blowing connective sex. It's also okay if you've never experienced that. And I talk with a lot of women who are in that situation where it's like, I'm not really sure what I'm missing out on, and I'd be okay to never have it again. I talk to women who say that kind of thing to me very regularly. So people are all across the board. This is like a smorgasbord. We all show up differently. It's very personal, very individual. Again, let me know if you're watching. Say hi in the comments. Does that resonate, you guys? I mean, does that land that sex is really, it's something that, can change and flow? And why? Because our bodies are changing vessels. They are like, literally, it's built into our bodies to constantly change throughout the course of our life. There's no way around that. I mean, I think in media and stuff, we try to make our bodies just stay the same forever, right? We live in a society where it's headline news that so-and-so fit into her pants just 4 days after having her baby. Like, why? Why is that headline news? I don't know. Because our bodies are meant to change. And I hope that, like, those women who are in those situations aren't, like, really harming themselves to fit these standards. Okay, that's a little bit of a tangent. Let me bring it back here. How is sex and business correlated? What do I mean when I say the way we do sex is the way we do business? Well, let me just ask you to think about this for yourself. If you show up, typically you think about sex right now, and if you're feeling stiff about it, like, oh, you're feeling closed down to it, then I want you to reflect. Are you also showing up in your business stiff or closed down? If you think about sex right now and you feel scared and timid, maybe you want to hide. Maybe you're the kind of person who never wants the lights on. Don't see me. Is it possible that that also translates into your business? You're showing up and you're saying, don't see me. I'm scared. I'm timid. Can I just keep the lights off while I try and run this business and save the world? Does this land? If it stings a little bit, I'm here with you. We're in this together, okay? If we show up and we're disgusted with ourselves or our partner, we're judgmental about our bodies or about the way things are going, is it also possible at that time you're showing up judgmental in your business? Most likely of yourself, but maybe of your team as well, but of yourself, like judging yourself harshly, nitpicking every little thing, always feeling pressure, never feeling like it's enough. These pieces, they're eerily related, right? Because the thing is, we're whole beings. What we do anywhere is typically what we do everywhere. It's just the way it is. Okay? If you're showing up emotional and you're overly sensitive, you're very emotional in your sex, and no judgment there, whether that's good or bad, right or wrong, then are you also showing up very emotional in your business, very sensitive, worried about getting your feelings hurt, right? Okay, maybe you're the kind of person that thinks about sex and you show up adventurous. And at those times when you've had really adventurous sex, are you also showing up adventurous in your business? Willing to take risks, willing to put yourself out there. Okay. High pressure. Has anyone ever had high pressure sex? It's like, oh, well, this didn't go quite right, whatever. And then it ends in a fight. And we know we do high pressure in business, right? Okay. Or when you show up sovereign in sex, you're connected, mind, body, spirit. You're able to deeply see yourself and your partner. And it's this beautiful creation. It's this sacred, beautiful thing that it was meant to be. You also find yourself showing up in that sovereign way in your business. Ebbs and flows, seasons, hills and valleys, right? Our body is this incredible indicator, always giving us signals about who we are, what's important to us, what we need, what we want, what we desire. And typically we just shut it down, right? We just close off to it. And that's due to a lot of different things. Okay, so I want to hear from you guys. Raise your hand if you see the correlation between how you do sex and how you show up in your business. And again, we're not talking about a one-size-fits-all, like it's not like a profile, because it changes, it ebbs and flows. But you guys see any correlation? I'll tell you what, I do. I super do. So lately I've been in this really beautiful place with sex. And you can go and search the post. You can search my name and read. I wrote about an experience that my husband and I had recently, and he allowed me to share it. And where we were able to both really deeply forgive each other on a deep soul level. It was this beautiful, like, taking parts of me and parts of him and like speaking to those parts of our body and our spirit and saying, like, I forgive you. Because in the 13 and a half years that we've been married, we've hurt each other a lot. And we've worked on that like crazy. I mean, we've done so much stuff. But there's always another layer, isn't there? There's always that next layer. And so we did this practice, this beautiful, soulful practice. That's what it looks like when you're that connected to your body. When intimacy is the thing that connects the two of you. It's like your goal, it's your shining stars. We want to be close and connected no matter what. This is what's possible. But a lot of us don't get to experience that. We don't get to have this beautiful experience in our bodies because we're disconnected from our bodies. Disconnection from our bodies. Let's break this down a little bit. This can be due to a lot of different things. I'm going to share a few of these, and just to shed light, bring some education and awareness to this. For one, since day one of birth, since we could open our eyes, we are bombarded with messages about how our body needs to be fixed, how it needs to be better or different. So that obviously immediately starts to create barriers. My little 7-year-old lately, her favorite thing to do is come to me with several pictures of girls, whether she's drawn them or they're in a book or a magazine, and she'll say, "Which girl is your favorite, Mom?" And I'm like, oh, she's in that. She's seeing the things. Bodies are different. Girls look different. And based on how they look means I like them better or less. And I'm like, oh, we're in that space, and we can't inoculate our kids from that, just like we couldn't be inoculated from that. We're inundated with it all the time. That creates disconnection. There's layer one. If we've experienced trauma. So first of all, if we've experienced any trauma, do you know that part of you dissociates? It's an unconscious thing, but if you have experienced trauma, which most of us walking on the planet have, sometimes you just experience trauma just watching the news, literally, part of your spirit will separate off. You can dissociate from that. If this trauma was really intense, maybe a big chunk of you dissociates, pulls away. And what happens then is it becomes less and less comfortable to live inside of your body. Okay, another thing that can cause us to be disconnected from our bodies is sex with multiple partners. Because we share something with a partner when we have sex with them. We share a part of us. So if we've had multiple partners, that can cause a disconnection with our body. Yeah, I know, I'm going pretty deep here. With you guys. All of these things can be healed. All of these things, there is absolutely hope, but we can become very disconnected from our bodies. And then we wonder why we feel so isolated or alone in our bodies, or why we can't experience these deeper levels of connection in our marriage, or why we're not feeling open and creative in our business. We've got layers to heal here. That's really deep, girl. I know. And that's why I do what I do. Because we weren't meant to walk around hindered and held back and playing small. And you know that. And that's why you're here. And that's why you're in this group. And that's why you're still watching this video. You know that you are meant for more in your life. The fulfillment, that richness, that depth that you're seeking in your marriage, in your business, in your whole experience. It's available to you. It's just at your fingertips. Some part of you deeply knows that. That's why you're still watching. That's why you keep showing up in your business every day, right? That's why you keep trying in your marriage every day. And that's why I do what I do. I offer a high-ticket, high-profile coaching container where I help women heal these parts inside of them, whatever it is that's holding them back from living their most expansive self, from stepping into their divine femininity and experiencing that fullness on every level. Yes, it's your business. Yes, it's your marriage. Yes, it's your body and sex. It's this really sacred container where you can talk about stuff that you never let yourself talk about before. And if this resonates with you or speaks to you and calls to you, then I want to invite you to just get on a simple phone call with me. I offer 15-minute phone calls. Maybe that's all you need. Maybe you just need a quick 15-minute phone call, a quick perspective shift that's going to unlock your next steps and make it very clear to you. Or maybe it's time for you to dive deeper and step into an intimacy container where you actually make a focus out of the intimacy in your life. You actually start giving it the weight that it deserves. Because it's everything. It's everything. We can heal our bodies. We can have amazing sex. And we can have amazing businesses. And if this does resonate with you, I'll plop my link in the comments and would love to connect with any of you. Okay, take care, guys.